In today's video, I'm going to take a hip-hop song by the great artist Who Killed Kenny called Glad I Spent It and master it completely in Ozone 12. We'll use the master assist to see what that can do and then add our own modules to make it even better. Before we do get started, if you need your songs mixed or mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. Let's get into it. All right, so first, let's take a listen to the song just so we can get a vibe of what's going on. And then we'll run the master assist and see what that's doing to it.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no bread out of them. I'ma show you that it's true what they say about them.
All right, great song. I always love Kenny's vibe. Such a good artist. Let's now play it and run master assist and see if it can improve the mix, which I already think sounds pretty good, or not.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg. Red bottoms, caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no bread out of them.
All right, cool. And sorry that it got louder there for you guys. If you were wearing headphones, it's just something I cannot control with doing Ozone video. So it picked the target correctly. It's a hip hop song. Let's go through the modules. I did a master response, which is interesting. 1.5 on the vocals. EQs very minimal, a little bit of low, a little bit of mid high. That's kind of normal for Ozone's algo. And impact, once again, always kind of gives this little bit of compression on all the bands. Imager gives a bit of width in the mid range, which is interesting. We'll take a listen to that. Clarity 25 as always. Stabilizer 25 as always. They just always slap those two on with no thought. Dynamic EQ is doing some stuff here, and this is always on with the assistant. And the maximizer IRC2 with the good old classic upward compression, which I usually turn off. We'll just turn that off for now. Soft clipping is not bad in my book. Let's gain match it and bypass and just hear what we got.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no bread out of them. I'ma show you that it's true what they say about him. He ain't do you right, he ain't never been a player about it. Let me order you some food, gave you larger lump.
So overall, I kind of dig what this is doing. I think it's bringing the vocals up too much. So let's dial this back to like 0.5. I think it'd be or 0.7, 0.5 is fine with me. EQ is whatever. Let's listen with this impact on and off.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for.
I'm not digging the impact because, you know, when we bypassed it on and off, I could feel that it was more forward, but we were losing some of the dynamics and groove of it, and that's not what I wanted to do. So we got rid of the impact. Let's check out the imager now.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5.
That's cool. That's tasty. It opens up the mid-range a bit more. I'm cool with the imager. Clarity, I can already tell you, I like clarity, but I don't like it this much. I say that every single time. Check out what it's doing. So let's just dial this back a little.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms.
Okay, that's feeling pretty good. Let's now, let me just do my stabilizer move and then we'll do a bypass and see what things are sounding like. Now with stabilizer, I love the shape mode, but I love the cut mode even more. This will get rid of some of the nasty resonances in a master, and I love using it that way. Let's play it and just see what it's doing now.
Yeah,
All right, cool. this is an interesting case with this because it's kind of killing some of our snares. So we brought it back a little bit. I'm actually going to switch to shape mode and just see. So a funny instance, 9 times out of 10, I'll switch this to cut mode. But I think for this, I like what it's doing in the shape mode better. I've turned off the low end because I don't want it to mess with my low end. But let's just hear the delta on that. I think that will work good. Let's hear it on and off with the full mix.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag. Another 5,000 paying for.
I think that will work. Now let's bypass the whole thing and then bring it back.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag. Another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no bread out.
All right, that sounds pretty good. That's closer to the way the mix was, which is kind of where I wanted to get. But it did give us some ideas, and we brought the vocals and just the mix a little bit, the mid-range with the imager a bit forward, which was all very helpful. And that's why I like to sometimes use the master assist, because it gives you ideas and you can build off of that. So this is all good to keep. Even this EQ we can keep. Now, one thing I do want to check though is this bass control. And let's add this after our EQ. And see where, see what this is doing on our balances and our punch.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag. Another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no bread out of them. I'ma show you that it's true what they said about him. He ain't do you right, he ain't never been a play about it. Let me order you some food, gave you large allowance. Loving on my you know Kenny don't play about him. But I'm glad that I spent that, cause a young probably f***ing that. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for it. Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for it. Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for it.
All right, so in this case, I don't think we need the bass control. I honestly like just this little boost over here more than bass control because we don't need much more punch, and I think just pushing the balance anymore would just be a bit too much. Now, one thing I do want to do in the EQ is get some mid-range just to cut through a little bit more.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in my speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about.
That feels better. So if you saw when we were comparing that bass control, I actually dialed back this high end. I felt like it was a bit too much. And then we added here a bit of 8K. I like that range to push the vocal through a little bit more. All right, so we're looking pretty good. Let's see what this dynamic EQ is doing first, and then we'll do a bypass and see if we're close.
Yeah, some form.
All right, so what we're gonna do is just kill those all together. I don't want anything affecting my snare negatively, and that's what those sound like they were doing. So let's do a bypass and see where we're at on this master.
Yeah, some form what you been missing. Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no.
All right, this sounds really good. I like what this is doing. With the master rebalance, we're pushing the vocal a little more. Also with this EQ moves, these two EQ moves, it's opening up the mix a bit more. This imager is awesome what it's doing. It's opened up the mid-range, which I really like. Clarity's doing its thing, nothing crazy. Stabilizer's doing its thing, but nothing too crazy. And this dynamic EQ now, we're just taming the higher frequencies. So anything that we've done with clarity, with the equalizer, and even the imager and the master rebalance, is being tamed a little bit here if it gets too bright on the final master. So this sounds really good as a master. I would be cool sending this out. The question is how loud is it? Because we need to stay somewhat competitive. I like to be at, you know, like negative 8.5 lufs if possible for hip hop records. So let me bring up my decibel. This is going to get a little messy because I got to move some things around, but here we go. Let's play it and see what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to, guys. Sorry. So take your headphones off. I'm gonna have to take the game match off to get our full reading here.
Yeah, some fun, what you been missing? Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with.
So that's not bad. And what we have here is the. We're using IRC2. Let's switch. I'm going to add a little bit more limiting, but I want to add it on another Ozone. So this limiter doesn't have to work so hard. Let's add another maximizer. Let's use IRC5, the new boy, and just give it another dB.
Yeah, some fun, what you been missing? Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000 paying for. She got a 40-inch frontal leg with some red bottoms. Caught her in Miami, she was speeding in a red phantom. You ain't having fun, you don't even care about them. She don't got no game, she don't know how to get no bread out of them.
I think that will work. Let's just bypass everything, even though it will be super big difference with the loudness level, but you'll see where we start and where we got.
Yeah, some fun, what you been missing? Helicopter to the top, champagne picnic. 2,500 for a bag, another 5,000. She got a 40-inch frontal.
All right, so that should give you a pretty good idea of what you can do with Ozone 12 on a hip-hop track. If you've got any questions about it, put it in the comments below. And if you need your song mixed or mastered, hit me up at mixedandmastermysong.com. Talk to you guys soon.